Good morning, guys. Good morning, lovers. Good morning, everybody. Please, once you jam this video, kindly help me to share it. This message is to you, my sweetheart, Valerie. I never wanted to talk upon this, or I never wanted to say a word on this issue. But when I listened to you, my heart got shattered. When I listened to you, I felt your pain, and I feel for you as well. But, Valerie, thank God you can speak. You are no more a baby. You know what you want and you know how to go about it. And to Valerie's father, who thinks this is the best way to go about it. Sir, I'm not saying you shouldn't ask after your child, in as much as you've been able to speak out. And I heard the voice of your wife as well, who is Valerie's stepmother. I really do not know how it started, but for the few ones we are able to pick on the media, you should have been the one to say thank you to that family. In as much as Valerie's mom wasn't a sister to Mabel, they were just friends. The one I know, they were just friends. It's very rare and difficult before you can see a friend like that. But in as much as we found one, assuming this Mabel has no children, then we will say, oh, she doesn't want to release Valerie because she has no child of her own. But this is not the case. She have children. She have children. Mr. Promise, Valerie's father. Listen, we are in a civilized world. In as much as you've decided to do it this way, my questions are, did you or have you ever given it a second thought? Is this child bearing my name officially in the first place? I'm just thinking, I don't know. My own, no, I'm just thinking. Is this child bearing my name officially? We all are in Europe. We know how it is. We know how it goes. We know what's in this up. That is number one. And two, if you decide to say, I want to claim my child now, or if you're saying, I want her to know I am his biological father, her biological father, it's a different ball game that you want to say, I want my child to come back to your home. Do you really mean well for her? Do you think about her status? Do you think about her mental health? This child have been with a family she know to be her brothers, sisters, and everything. How do you ever think, will she and how can she cope with your wife? Oga, did you think about that? I'm just asking, I don't know though. Did you think about that? No, you didn't. I don't know if you do, but you should have. Ask yourself many questions. Bringing her back home is not a thing like snappily. We are not in Africa. We are in abroad. We are in abroad. We are in a Western world. We are in a civilized world where they go through rules, where they have rules and regulations. They go through law. You go through the normal process, normal procedures. And even if you are the biological father, which you are, nobody is disputing that from you. We are in a world where adoption is valued. We are in a world where people respect adoption. Do you sign any legal document pertaining to that child, Valerie? I'm just asking. I don't know. Have you, in any way, be supportive to that girl, Valerie, financially, with proofs. Have you ever deemed it fit to say, oh, I want to pay a visit to her? I don't know. I'm just asking. My own thought though. I don't know. Do not take it to be an offense. I'm just asking. If yes, you've done all this. Valerie is soon to be 18, if I'm not mistaken. How many years remaining for her to be on her own? For her to be an adult. She's a teenager now. To say, oh, Father, I am leaving your house. I want to stay on my own. How will you feel if your wife begin to give you complaint of Valerie? Honey, this your daughter or this our daughter that you just brought. She's not properly trained. She do this, she do that. She's this, she's that. My brother, check your heart. Oh. Check your heart and sit down well. Forget every other thing that goes with it. In as much as your daughter is properly taken care of, I agree. She's not with the government. She's more or less with a godmother. Let's put it that way. She's not seized by law. You can still go and visit her. Do you think social media is the best place for you to say, I need my child? Many of us never knew what was going on. But you just remind that daughter of yours a lot. Mentally, she's not stable because of all this wahala on social media. Emotionally, you are tearing her apart. Physically, Oga, forget what you are causing to her. If you want to claim your daughter, as you said, you should have done it, do it. Don't know the right English at the moment now. To use, or you should have gone through the right channel. This same woman you are saying, the K.O. family, she's not a barren. She have her own children. She have her own children. And have you ever asked yourself, assuming Valerie's mother is alive, will I go and say, give me my child? When you are married to a different person entirely. According to your wife, voice record, she said things were not going well with you and the mother, or things did not go well between you and the mother. So why now? Yes, it's your right, it's your child. Nobody stops you from seeing your child. Nobody will say, no, don't see your child. Or not go carry your pikin. But you did not go through the right channel. Social media is a disaster. If your issue is not properly managed, if your case is not properly ironed out, you are doing more harm than good. Even if you decide to say, I want to go to court, they still have to ask Valerie, where do you want to stay? She can speak for herself. Oga, let's do things amicably. Your daughter and your wife have never ever sit for an hour before. How are you going to manage that aspect? It's easier said than done. Oga, it is easier said than done.
I don't know.
Can Valerie cope with your wife? Can your wife cope with Valerie?
I don't know why.
I ask you. My own opinion. I would just, if I were you or if I were your wife, I would tell you, honey, calm down. In as much as be taking care of her, just allow her to know, yes, this is her father. And K.O., do not deny her to have access to her father. I go be your papa, can never be your papa. I go do like your mama, can never be your mama. I know you've done well, thank you for that. But do not deny her access to her father. Please, you've done well. You've kept your promise, the promise you made to Valerie's mom. But please, it's time you show her to her father. Forget every scenario that goes around with the story of the childbirth. It happens. Every first child story dey home and abroad. Story dey, gbege dey. Forget that thing. I no dey carry, no be let me do am. No, I no need am. Na so e dey be. K.O. So please, you've done well. Thank you for a job well done. But please, do not deny her access to her biological father. It's time you show her to her father. It is time. Don't you think so? It is time, darling. Showing her to her father does not necessarily mean she's leaving your home. You have your children as well. She knows the best place to stay. And I believe from this whole thing I am seeing on media, Valerie cannot leave your presence. You're more or less like a mother to Valerie. You stand in the gap for her as a mother. You've played the role of a mother. You never segregate Valerie from your children. No, you never did. I watched some of your videos of recently, K.O.Family. She is among your family. So please, let's do things in the best way to save this child's mental health. That is my own option on this. Please, when you get this video, like, follow our page and help us to share it. Please, I beg you. These are what I have to say.